WrestleFriends Podcast!
Ready.
Welcome to the WrestleFriends Podcast. My name's Dave and I'm sat here with Mark.
Ready.
I didn't present a voice there.
It was, and Dex Saturday Night Takeaway, how somebody sits in the little...
Like the X Factor man.
Yeah, but it's like, some weeks it'll be like Stephen Merchant did it once, and the Barney from How I Met Your Mother did it once. But that sounded like that. It was good.
Yeah, I might do it every week.
Did you like how I shouted ready? Because I'm ready.
Yeah. Are you ready? I like when Triple H says that.
Are you ready?
Do you think England are going to win the World Cup?
No.
No?
So...
There must be a little bit of you now, right? With a little bit in the back of your head saying it could happen this time.
I mean, I'm going to put this out. If I'm going to be bothered at night, it's probably not Saturday. So it's probably Saturday daytime.
Yeah.
So a few people will listen to it before the next round. So we'll know if we beat Sweden or not.
It's coming home.
It's not coming home. So I'm the opposite of...
You're a neg.
I'm the opposite of your average England fan. I don't get like... I like watching the football, but I don't get caught up in it. I think we were dreadful against... who did we play? Colombia in the last 16. Dreadful. Toothless.
Well, if there was ever a time to do it, it would be now.
That's the thing people say.
That's what they keep saying.
Sweden are a really well organised football team.
Yeah. I've just remembered, right? Have you checked your emails?
It's in the running order.
It's in the running order, so I don't have to talk about it now.
No.
What you been up to?
So, a thing that I did, not this Saturday just gone, but the Saturday before, which would have been a date, one of the dates.
Not like you, not to know what date things are.
It was a Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago. It was the Armed Forces Day in South Shields.
Ooh.
So, in Big Park, we took Lucas, and it was made because of loads of guns and that. Uh-huh. But what I thought you'd like is, so Armed Forces is really tightly connected with motorcycle clubs.
Oh, wow.
So, like, literally every motorcycle club from the northeast was there.
Uh-huh.
So I was walking around looking at all their like
cuts and
like there was like hundreds of them. So and I even saw some blokes like hanging around in groups with other guys with cuts, but they didn't. So they were obviously, what's the word?
Like
there's a proper word for it.
Yeah, there
though.
is what they're called.
Half sack, is it, before he gets
not
killed?
Like apprentice, but like
it's not trainee.
Protege, no.
There's a proper name for it, and it's a good name. Tribute?
No. I'll Google it later.
But yeah, so
I know what you mean though.
Well, guy who had a vest but no cut, and I was like, that's mint. That happened.
What's the word?
It's
a really good word. Yeah. Half sack.
Half sack. Didn't even get got his cut, but he was dead.
Dead, and then dead in real life as well.
I know, he had a bad... The guy who played him had a bad life.
He did bad things, didn't he?
He used drugs. And mental health. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so it was awesome. Like, I was wandering around looking at all the cuts, and like one of them was called the Joker, as I remember. But there was hundreds of them, all different. All looked like characters from, like, Sons of Anarchy. It was mint. I spent the whole day just going looking around at cuts and motorbikes.
Cuts and bikes.
And I even saw a few of them like all leave together.
Did you see the video that I posted on Facebook when they were down the coast and there was like motorbikes driving for miles and miles?
Yeah.
Probably the same thing.
Because they drive from Sunderland to Shields for Armed Forces Day.
Right.
But they all like drive together, so all the different clubs. Yeah. But I couldn't really figure out why it's so closely connected with the military. Because you had all of the motorcycle clubs came, and then you had the like cadets and the boys brigade marching and stuff, and I was like, maybe it's kind of it's the kind of place that an ex-serviceman who was struggling a bit mentally and didn't really have a place in the world, they could join a motorcycle club, couldn't they?
Maybe.
But that seems like a bit of a tension. I'm sure there's a deeper link than that.
I seen something about the Undertaker the other day when he was biker Undertaker. It was Bruce Pritchard's podcast thing that he does on the network now.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the American Badass gimmick and stuff like that, and they showed some really cool footage of Undertaker just like riding around on his motorbike.
Because he's
like a full-on biker, isn't he?
He's a motorbike man.
But
I don't know if he's part of a club.
I wonder if he's got like, he's a lone guy, isn't he? Might have his own cut.
Yeah.
We should get WrestleFriend cuts and just like parade around the coast on push bikes.
It seemed to me, right, you just start a motorcycle club. Because there was hundreds of them.
Oh yeah, the million. Honestly, when I was down the coast, it seemed to go on forever. I was just standing on the corner, where the Sea Life Centre is. I stood there for about 10 minutes just watching them all go past,
and like
in droves.
I don't want to do the violence or the crime because that's like.
Do they do that though? Is it not? Just
no, they don't. They don't.
They
don't. That's what I'm saying.
Each other's bikes,
but I'm talking my point of reference is something. Like I don't want to do the violence. I don't want to do the crime. That's hard and hurts and is illegal. But like I'd quite
Juice. Look, we're having a Juice.
The sad story of Juice. Bummed by Marilyn Manson.
Got his pudding first.
Can I just have my pudding first? Sorry, anyone who's not watched Sons of Anarchy's. Spoilers all over the place.
Spoiler alert.
I've just called it Sons of Anarchy's.
And you said
Spoiler.
Nah.
We're both very tired.
The Mayans starting soon.
I know, I'm going to watch the shit out of that.
Fucking watch that.
I'm going to watch the absolute tits out of that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I just bought a coffee and wandered around. Because obviously, it was a weekend, so Amanda was spending loads of time with Lucas. So I just wandered around looking at cuts.
Speaking of coffee, I think we've probably just tasted the worst coffee.
So it was very cheap Aldi. Nescafe.
Bad at the best of times.
It's Nescafe's Americano brand, a cheap like knockoff of that. And some things from Aldi taste pretty good.
Cheese.
But don't get that Americano coffee. Especially don't let it go a little bit out of date and crusty. And then
Vicky came home with a tablet for home.
What, the one that we just drank? Did you spit on it and throw it out the window?
That's not happening.
It's fucking dreadful. Yeah, don't drink it. So yeah, I had a lovely time doing that. And then the week after it was the parade in South Shields. So there's lots of free stuff
going on. Loads of stuff happens in South Shields.
I know. And we've already said football's happening.
All over the place.
So I watched my favourite match in the World Cup so far. It was Belgium-Japan. It was very good.
I missed that one. But France are playing, your team are playing right now, aren't they?
Aye, so at work there's only 4 people left in. England, Sweden, France, Brazil.
You and Craigs are still in it?
Yeah. He's Sweden though.
Yeah. No. It's coming home. We're going to knock them out.
Even if we knock them out, somebody's got England, and when we were talking about it the other day, they were like, are you not scared of England being hit? And I was like, hell no.
Even if we get knocked out in the semis, right, that's fucking hell of a World Cup for England, like.
Totally.
And we'll win a penalty shootout.
Yeah, and I think winning the penalty shootout kind of changes the mentality of England lose penalty shootouts, because we didn't this time.
It's always good for, like, I always think, an English sportsman, like whether it be the Olympics or whether it be in tennis or like football or rugby, you always see little kids playing the sport out in the street, and I think that's nice. I think it's lovely when they're like encouraged to go out and do something.
And there's like emotional response to what they've seen.
Even Leo's like wanting to go and play football and stuff at the minute. It's mint.
So Lucas made a playgroup. They had like a little England strip they could glue together and put like the badge on it, and he put the number 4 on it, which was Eric Dyer's number. It was the same day. So he's magic, baby.
Maybe you should just start putting things in front of him, like like the magic octopus.
Oh, the magic baby.
Doing things magically.
Have you done anything?
Yeah, I'm doing lots of swimming at the minute with.
Not yourself.
Not me, no.
Like taking your children.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time sat at the side of a swimming pool. Maybe I should go in because I'm shit at swimming.
Do you want to learn though?
Not really.
Something.
I don't need to learn if they learn because I won't need to save them.
And then they can save you. When they're bigger boys.
Plus, I never go in the deep end because I don't feel the need to. And I don't go in the sea because I don't like not knowing what's around us. I feel at a huge disadvantage in the ocean because everything underneath us can swim better than me and could win.
And is usually, and like the bad ones have big teeth and like.
And I seen a video on Facebook the other day of a shark swimming around in Mallorca, and I thought to myself, "There's a great white shark and all." And I'm thinking to myself, I've been in that ocean, that sea,
and a shark is there.
and there's a shark there now.
I really want to watch the Meg. That looks really good.
The what?
Have you seen the trailer?
Oh
for the
yeah,
Meg?
with Statham in.
It's like they've been right. We want to remake Jaws. How can we do it differently?
How can we make it bigger?
Just make it like massive. Make it a prehistoric megalodon. It's like, what if we have Jaws, but it's 20 times as big as Jaws?
Statham's like got some really bad one-liners in it though. Have you seen?
Yeah, I think he's almost kind of becoming the new Arnie.
Yeah.
Because this is the biggest film he's done for a while.
Yeah. Since probably what's that one called?
There was the Transporter.
Transporter, yeah. He was also in Expendables, wasn't he? I've also been watching that second season of Glow, which is really funny.
I still need to watch the first one.
Yeah, it's really
I didn't realise.
I'm nearly finished the full season already, and I've only been watching it since the start of the week because they're like half-hour episodes.
I didn't realise till you told us earlier in the week that like they're only half hour, which makes us think more. I might watch it, and I think it's the sort of thing that could encourage Amanda to watch because it's like.
Well, that's how it started with me because Vicky said, "Do you want to?" Well, I encouraged Vicky to watch it because it was about female wrestlers, and actually she quite likes the characters in it now.
Because it's not just it's like a character-based thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more. I mean, if you don't like wrestling, then it's cool because the lasses who are in it doing the wrestling, they don't know fuck all about wrestling. They're like actors, you know what I mean?
I suppose it's like watching a police drama. You don't necessarily have to be interested in.
Suppose it's if you are going to compare it to like Police Academy, quite like all the wacky characters, you know what I mean? They've all got the like, there's like Sheila's a wolf. She thinks she's a wolf, and like it's funny. I don't know. You might like it, you might not. It's a bit like light-hearted fun. Kate Nash is in it as well now, and she's really good. Remember Kate Nash off of that song?
Oh, who did that annoying song?
Aye, she's in it right as an actor, and she's really good in it.
I shall have to check it out. Some words were going to come out of my brain there, but they haven't.
From your brain
but
and out of your mouth.
They haven't. They're stuck in there, so shall we move on?
Yeah, WrestleThoughts. Boom.
WrestleThoughts. Have you got any?
Do you want? Wow, we were doing like this today.
You can do it first if you want.
Do you want me to go first? Yeah. I've got some. Right, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you think about Team Hell No making a big return. I didn't know how you feel about this because you've got like burning hatred of Kane and also burning hatred. Like see what I did there? I didn't do it on purpose. It was fucking rubbish.
No, it was good, but you didn't. It was good.
It would have been good if I did do it on purpose. What do you make of this?
So, to start off by not looking at the wrestling point of view of it, I think the reason that they've done it is you're using Brian, but I don't think he signed a new contract yet.
This is what I read.
So it's like you can use him in a position where you're not having him amongst your top single stars. You can use him to do something people are going to be interested in, but then if he leaves, it's not impacting your plans for the future.
Yeah. I've heard they're going to try and cram as much out of him, like, in the short time he's got left on his contract. So,
but I can't see him leaving.
The only way I can see him leaving if it's a money thing, or if he's not happy with how he's being like treated creatively. But I can't see how a reunion with Kane is gonna make that any better. Can you?
I enjoyed Team Hell No at the time. I thought it was funny. I liked the whole like I'm the tag team champions. I thought that was really funny. And I enjoyed the whole thing, and
but he dies inside every time Kane comes back.
But it just keeps going back to there's no reason for Kane to be there. In 2018, I think the only reason
the only reason they could have brought Kane back, and we probably wouldn't have been interested in seeing it anyway, would have been a match with the Undertaker or to pair him up with the Undertaker for some reason. Maybe it's just to like help out the Undertaker a bit,
but
you know.
There's bigger
but like
stars that you can use with the Undertaker and Kane, so it would be a waste.
But Daniel Bryan, unless he's thinking about doing it, like picking up a big wedge off the indies. I don't know.
The way I would use them is answer your question. I don't want it to happen. I think they're going to be the tag team champions by the end of Extreme Rules, to be honest.
It's that thing as well of like not using your tag teams properly, because they've got tag teams that are just mulling around doing nothing, i.e. like Revival, stuff like that. I can't remember who's on the SmackDown roster at the minute, tag teams, but I'm sure there's some that aren't being used properly. Gallows and Anderson had a good shot at it, didn't get it, and then they've just stuck two people back together again who aren't doing anything as singles competitors, and they're going to just give them to them. They're totally undervaluing the tag team championships and their tag teams.
I like how you got the Gallows and Anderson.
Gallows and Anderson reference.
You've always got to
add them in there.
But no, it's a valid point. Like if they're there, but this on this. So obviously I don't watch Raw and SmackDown, but
have you watched the highlights?
I watch the highlights as much as I can, and they're still giving Gallows and Anderson like skits and promos.
It's not just Gallows and Anderson though; they're just the two that popped into my mind because I can't think of any SmackDown tag teams off the top of my head.
I know we're talking about it a lot, but it's all to do with the fact that Vince doesn't care.
But it's the Revival as well. Like I watched the Revival,
but
and like
Revival have been wrestling
Roman,
like, and 3 weeks in a row, whether they win or lose, it's still a step up.
Yeah, he's mocking them a lot though, isn't he?
He is mocking them, and it's almost like, who do I have as fodder for Roman? Nobody that will want to like.
Yeah.
So we'll stick the Revival with them, but at the same time, it's still a step up from doing nothing.
But they're the tag team that won the tag team match of the year in NXT
a couple of years ago,
to go on to be jobbers on the main roster. It's upsetting. I'd be really, really, really fucking pissed off.
And it doesn't happen to the singles NXT guys, unless they were bred to be a jobber. Like No Way Jose, bred to be a jobber. But mostly NXT guys, you know,
they're not doing enough with Elias now either, I don't think, because he had quite a big.
He needed to beat Seth as far as I was concerned.
I thought he needed to beat Seth as well. I think that they've totally squashed his momentum, in which he had loads of going into that match.
They didn't even need to have him beat Seth clean. It could have been a shenan.
It could have been a hit with a guitar or anything, couldn't it?
Because Ziggler having it, it's interesting, and it's all that's leading up to is the McIntyre double cross,
but it's another contract thing with him and all, apparently, because it's coming to an end again.
That's all. But the thing is, how many times have they got to be like, when it's coming to the end of his contract, we'll just give him a belt and like he'll be happy and he'll sign a new one, and then then he loses to everybody because you want him. He's like the test when you come through the door.
Sticking with tag teams though, Sanity finally arrived on the main roster onto SmackDown, and I've quite like. This is different again because I've been enjoying that more, like what I've seen anyway. They've just, I think, sticking them in against the New Day, it's perfect.
So what they've done so far, because it's only their second week, isn't it? This week? So what did they do in the first week?
I can't remember what they did in the first week, but they've done a thing with the New Day last week.
They attacked the Usos or something?
Was it the Usos?
The first week, and then the second week they've attacked the New Day.
Yeah.
Because they were doing
that's already made feud, isn't it? 3 against 3. So I think that'll be good, and they're doing exactly like they're the kind of tag team that don't even need to pick up wins either, as long as they do like the chaos thing, like they can have matches and just like go a bit mental, and then like
when they've attacked them, did Eric Young get to do a promo?
Eric Young's had a US championship shot now against Jeff
on the road or on television
on SmackDown. So which led to a 3-on-3 match with the Usos and Jeff Hardy versus them. So
it just went. It wasn't like he got beat clean by Jeff Hardy. It just went like chaos.
Yeah,
like Sanity chaos. Yeah.
So hopefully they'll do something with them, because they were starting to like on NXT. We didn't really know where they would fit in so much on the main roster.
So yeah, I think they've got more chance than a tag team, because I think whereas Vince isn't keen on tag teams, and what's certainly proven he is, and I think he's alright with factions, like quite likes a faction in. Yeah,
and they could also quite easily, especially Killian Dane and Eric Young, break off as singles competitors.
Killian Dane particularly, yeah. And it's a good way for someone like Killian Dane, who we quite like, and I think the internet wrestling community quite like, and has a lot of potential, to not be lost in the shuffle, because he's in a faction, and then when he's ready, that's when you do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. Have you seen the advert for the new Japan game yet?
No, I haven't, but I know there's a New Japan game.
So there's a new Japan game.
It was an
coming
official
out.
PlayStation advert as well.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation game. Kenny Omega, it's the Golden Lovers and that.
What's top? Is it going to be released here?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I'm presuming
but if
so.
it's not released here, PlayStation 4 is region free.
Is it?
So you could get it from Japan and play it on your PlayStation 4.
But it looks really good. It's like it's really old school graphics wise. I think they've done a lot of.
Is it going to be a physical release or a download?
I'm presuming physical because there's an advert for it and stuff like that. But
I would actually buy a PlayStation 4 to play it.
Do you know what the crack is with it though? Because it's quite like old school in the graphics.
Is it like 2D
Yeah.
kind of graphics?
And like, I think there's going to be a lot of focus on your creations and playing online with other people's creations, and you can like share them with people and that. So Double C's going worldwide, and also they've got like you can join.
It's being used on a non-WWE game.
You can join factions. I can get Double C and Bullet Club.
Or could you make your own factions?
I don't know. Maybe it is.
We could make a faction on it.
Could make a totally cool faction. The only thing that was knocking us a bit was the Bullet Club like faction. They've just got the OGs and Kenny Omega. The rest of them mustn't have signed on for it. I wonder why.
Don't know.
Must be monies.
But it's these kind of games that the start off, yeah, you've got your roster, but if people get into it, the main part of the game is everyone worldwide with their own creations playing. So therefore the New Japan roster kind of become like secondary to the game.
Yeah, I think that's like
what the one
that advert like didn't focus so much on the New Japan roster until it told you all about the creation suite and stuff like that.
I've never been interested in playing a WWE game for a lot of years, but I'm excited about it.
I'm excited for it. I'm gonna get it out the end of August. Getting that one.
So I could get birthday money, get a PlayStation 4, get that.
We can play online.
We'll play online, and
create some sort of Raj
if
faction.
If it is the Japanese release, I'll just import it.
Double C and Chad Powerstein all over the place.
I could make them, even though it's Chad Powerstein. I think now it just is Powerstein.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am excited about that game.
I finally watched Gargano. Ciampa, you can talk about it now if you want.
Yeah, I'm glad that you remembered because I forgot that we were gonna like.
What did you want to talk about? All of it.
Just awesome.
I like the bit where. What did I like the bit where?
He spat in the wedding ring and.
Yeah, he did that. I was a bit drunk when I watched it.
Ben Warburton texted us and he was like, it was actually when he was whipping him, it was actually grim. Like
it was bad, wasn't it?
He had like the welts on his back and stuff. It was just awesome. That feud goes and it's continuing now. So Ciampa's like not asked about Johnny Gargano and he's gone after Aleister Black. And he's like saying I want the title and stuff. And then Gargano's wandering around like Johnny Wrestling's dead. Like I'm a different person and all that. And he was like he beat EC3 this week and he was like really aggressive with him.
He beat EC3.
Clean as well, but just due to like pure aggression.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Haven't seen much of EC3.
But I am convinced that you're right.
What about?
I think you had the two matches. You're going to have Ciampa chasing Aleister Black.
Get the championship.
In a couple of weeks' time, it's on NXT TV. Ciampa's going to get the championship. Probably because somebody interferes and Aleister Black goes into another feud.
I think he's going to go on the main roster after SummerSlam.
And then you just have a period of being not on TV. And then you've got they'll have the match that because Gargano said every one of Gargano's promos is still about Ciampa. So and whereas Ciampa said like he's out my system.
I haven't seen NXT since.
So you're gonna get the title match like you've said.
Yeah. Do you think that'll be the big moment when Gargano wins the belt?
Yeah. And the match at Takeover was a year. It's a year long, the feud. So it's still going.
Yeah.
And that was a year.
It's been good, isn't it?
What we should do is I'm going to write down every part of the feud and we'll go through each part. Like from the attack at Takeover, like
Do you
Chicago
not think
last year.
it could roll onto the main roster, this, though?
I think they're going to go another 6 months with it.
I hope they do. They don't do, like, long-term feuds very well, do they, anymore? And they've done really well with this one.
Here's the scenario. Ciampa and Gargano get called up at the same time.
Uh-huh.
So they get to the same brand.
Alright.
And they just like come through the curtain in the middle of a match. Say a shit match.
Yeah.
Kurt
Just
Hawkins.
fighting.
Kurt Hawkins versus Noah Jose or something. Come through the curtain, just fighting. And
That'd
then
be good. So they get, what about, like, they have a draft?
Yeah.
They both get picked in the draft.
Yeah.
And then you don't, like you say, you don't see any of them. But the next time you do see them, maybe they're, like, battling backstage. And then, like you say, it comes out in the arena.
And then if they're just battling backstage, you could have it, depending on how far they want to go with it, they could have like a big, where they have loads of the roster trying to pull them apart, which doesn't quite work in the way that it did with like Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar, because they're absolute beasts. But like they could do it, they could figure out a way to do it, and like, but then they could explain the history from there to people that have never.
They sort of carried it on with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, didn't they? So
yeah, they did.
They could do it.
Yeah.
But they tend to not do it, do they, now, with NXT people? It's like they're starting...
Vince just would not put that amount of time into it.
That's what's seriously lacking on the main roster at the minute. There's no sort of, like, lengthy, with depth sort of feuds that you used to get. To, you know, like the likes of, like, Mankind and The Rock had. That went on for ages. Like,
it's a, like... But there might be longish feuds, but we're just not as emotionally invested
in them.
Did you think that when they jumped off that like stack of crates into the table, like the table just looked like it didn't even, like, they just hit the floor?
Yeah.
It wasn't like it hit the table breaks, then hit the floor. They just like, there was no
straight. I also really liked it when the
pulling the ring
phrase I thought about this, pulling the ring mat up.
Pulling the mat up.
Nice little touch. It's not even a big deal really when you think about it, but it looked like really
I've
effective.
only ever seen that on like deathmatch stuff and that.
Because
to me, I know, like, the match and it was amazing and like emotional and exciting. But what was interesting to me is I didn't realise. So it's like boards, but then it's a tiny mat, isn't it? Yeah. It's a tiny mattressy thing. It's weird. I'd never seen that before.
So yeah, I think that's
it's a shame though. I know we're living in the PG era, and they found a way to like make a brutal whipping, like with the belt and like the table bumps and the general like and the chairs and the
it's a shame NXT.
But it's a shame that they can't have like barbed wire, or because I think this feud would like.
Oh yeah, it would be totally.
It would suit it.
But also, like, NXT should be totally separate from the main roster now, I think.
But they still have to live under the PG.
Yeah, it's a total shame, really, because...
But this like, I don't think many feuds need it, but this feud, like, that match could have done with, like, barbed wire or something like that.
I think they've done what they can with it, though. I mean, they pushed the boundary of it, like, what they can do, and I really enjoyed it. But like you say, I think it's got to end with a championship match. And definitely in NXT, that's got to be the end of that in NXT, and maybe start afresh on the main roster.
There's no reason for them to be continuing the feud for Ciampa to ask for this match with
Black.
Because I don't see, for some reason,
What's Law's been up now? Because I haven't seen...
he's broken his jaw.
Oh, so is he out?
He had that whole match with Aleister Black. Not long after the beginning of the match, he's literally, his jaw. They showed an X-ray of it on NXT. His jaw was like, had a crack literally broken in two all the way up it, and he's finished the whole. He didn't even look like in pain.
No.
Finished the whole match.
So how long's he out for?
They reckon like 6 months. Beast.
Wow. He'll come back.
I think he'll do a Drew McIntyre. I don't think he'll come back to NXT.
Do you reckon he'll be straight to the main roster?
Straight main roster.
All right. Cool.
But so where was that at the beginning? Yeah, Gargano and Ciampa. Yeah, so I don't see them making this match with Aleister Black and Gargano costing Ciampa. that's how they get into the next match. I think he'll win. I think he's going to win the belt. How long has Black been champion now? 3 or 4 months.
Was his first title defense a takeover though?
Was it?
Yep.
That was his first title defense.
I'm sure it was. Did he win it off Almas?
Yeah.
He's had it for a while, but I don't think he's defended it many times.
So maybe it's not that he gets the belt; it's that Gargano costs him the.
The thing is, though, the NXT title doesn't really get defended that much because they only really defend them at takeovers, and they're only every couple of months. So
maybe it's exciting. Anyway, yeah. So let's talk about them too.
I was going to talk about something else, but I've completely forgot. It's gone.
Did you not write it down?
It's gone out of my head.
Shall we talk about?
Oh, it was I haven't seen it yet, but Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy were meant to have a hell of a match on 205 Live, and I've not watched it yet. I didn't know if you had.
I've watched highlights of it.
Good.
Guy on YouTube looks mint. I'm gonna watch if I get the time. I'm gonna watch it properly.
Yeah.
It did look good. I think Buddy Murphy's underrated.
Yeah, he's cool, isn't he? I've seen some sort of flippy thing through a table. I'm gonna watch it as well.
Yeah, they did a Spanish fly off the guardrail onto a table. It was awesome.
Wowzers! That's it. I've got a poem. Do it later.
Right. So, have you watched the UK Championship?
I've watched the first one, and I've watched the tag team title match.
Do you mind if I talk about it? If there's a bit.
Nah, I know what happens.
Right. So to start off with, 2 things. I really enjoyed it. Had a mid-time watching it as I expected I would.
I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one.
And I think that's what I was going to say. I think it's to do with
knowing everything that was going to happen.
Knowing all of I know all the wrestlers now because since the first one, we were like, oh yeah, UK wrestling's pretty cool. So we'll go to shows, and we've seen quite a lot of these guys
at Defiant,
North.
Yeah.
Chikara, we saw most of the guys who are on here,
and just start watching them on
watching
TV.
Them progress, watching them. So I'm familiar with all these people. In fact, some of them I really like now.
I like the Coffee Brothers.
Yeah,
I quite like them guys.
So I think, although I really enjoyed it, they'll never recreate for me last year because
the thing about that was it was live. I think it made a lot of difference having the whole thing on live. I don't know why they didn't just put it on live this time.
For me, it was not knowing the people was the main thing.
So
after watching it, I looked at the World of Sport pilot poster. Remember how they did the pilot first?
Yeah.
Then on the pilot poster from last time, and who appeared on the pilot: El Ligero, Ashton Smith, Dave Mastiff, Zach Gibson, Joe and Mark Coffey.
Yep.
None of them, all WWE now. So.
But World of Sport have now got
Martin
Kirby. I'm still going to get it. Have you seen the advert for World of Sport?
They've got David Hart Smith. They've got Will Ospreay. They've got mainly Japanese people. Not Marty Scurll, which is interesting.
I'm still going to watch World of Sport.
Joe Henry.
Because
they've got Joe Henry.
I think they've got Joe Henry.
How did they announced him? Kaylee Ray.
I'm going to watch it. It looks like, looking at the advert, they've made it, because the one that they put on that year on New Year's Eve looked a bit more glossy and a bit plastic fantastic, but they look like they've made it a bit more gritty indie sort of wrestling style. So that would be alright if they've done that, but
I'm going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it just to see what Greg is. Oh, Rampage is on it as well.
Yeah, he is.
So
he might be that champion. So,
I think he's the champion. Grado.
But it said it's got no involvement with Impact.
I don't think. No, they're not. He can. I think the Impact wrestlers, they can do that. They can do that.
It's just not like cool.
Whereas at one point when Jeff Jarrett was doing it, I think there was some sort of input by Impact, but not anymore.
And Jim Ross is not on it either.
No.
But so hopefully, because I was worried that there wasn't going to be continuity, because I like continuity. And Grado, they were just going to forget that Grado was champion. But I hope they don't.
I kind of hope he loses it pretty quick though.
I think he will. I think it was just for them to have the
pop,
because they didn't know what was going to happen with the pilot. They'd be like, right, what can be the biggest feel good moment in case this doesn't happen again, giving you the championship.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Right, so you started off with Amir Jordan versus Joseph Connors in a dark match. That wasn't on TV. Shame that Amir Jordan didn't get on TV, but it's cool that he signed in first place.
It's cool. Do you think he'll be on it? Like, do you think he'll have signed a contract with them?
He signed a contract. He's wrestling for North.
Yeah.
So I think all these guys have the same contract, but no, because some of them can only wrestle for Progress and people like that, so who knows?
Yeah.
They'll all have different contracts.
They're going to need a pretty big roster, though, if they're going to do an hour-long show every week.
Yeah. Where you're not seeing the same people all the time. So obviously Joseph Connors was in the tournament last year. He's on the dark match this year.
Not a big fan.
So it started off with, in the quarterfinals, Zach Gibson versus Gentleman Jack Gallagher. I had seen some Zach Gibson stuff, but never his single stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's the Progress Tag Champion with Joseph Connors.
Right.
He's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
I'd never really. He was one of the ones out of this that I'd seen least of, I think.
What did you make of him?
He's alright. I don't know. I didn't expect him to go like as far as he did.
The crowd absolutely hate him. He's like a massive heel. But what I feel WWE didn't do enough of is give him the mic.
Yeah.
They needed to give him the mic.
That'll come with time though.
But they gave him the mic, after he beat because he beats Travis Banks in the final. Yeah. After he beat him, they gave him the mic, but they did it on WWE YouTube exclusive thing.
Did they?
Yeah. So on YouTube, there's a promo after that match, but they didn't do it on the.
They done a in-ring interview with him though, didn't they? Where What's Our Face came out and was that him?
Zach Gibson?
No, it wasn't. It was a Scottish person.
But he got If the whole thing is the crowd hate him because he's a dick, give him the mic.
That'll come with time though.
So yeah,
they had a lot of cram in to the 2 nights. They'll get loads of promo time when the show starts.
So these two had a really good submission-y, rolly about, kind of stiff exchange. It was Lush saying Jack Gallagher on a thing that I care about.
Yeah, I like Jack Gallagher. Do you think he'll be a permanent fixture? Or do you think
I think he'll be a permanent fixture, but him and Noam Dar, who came back from injury here, have been on 205 Live since.
But Jack Gallagher's in some sort of little faction with Brian Kendrick in it at the minute.
But it's just one of those factions with no
point.
No point. But yeah, so I think Jack Gallagher and Noam Dar, because Noam Dar's number 1 contender now.
Yeah.
They'll be doing double duty, I think.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them both leave 205 Live and come on here full time.
It's nice to see, because he was getting used as a bit of a joke when he Noam Dar on 205. Yeah. So to see him getting used in a serious wrestler kind of way is good. Good for the company having Noam Dar and Jack Gallagher in the UK brand, because they can be to the other lads, this is how it works, this is where you've got to go, this is how you've got to behave, and they'll kind of can. I wonder if they're going to have a UK style performance centre sort of thing. They've not announced anything, but it would make sense, because they get so much training and stuff like that. With the Orlando one, it would make sense for them to have a UK base as well. It would. To learn the WWE style. Maybe they can offer Primate to share his. So next you had Joe Coffey versus Dave Mastiff, the big man match. Big guys. They were big dudes. I like Joe Coffey. He's good, and he's obviously heel. Because after the number 1 contendership match, the next night, him and Mark Coffey did a tag team beatdown, didn't they? Attack everyone. Yeah. Apart from Noam Dar's halfway the ramp, and he's he does the whole head shake. So yeah, I enjoyed this. I think they're both really agile for big men. Definitely, he's like a cannonball. Mastiff. He's one of them people who can't put his arms down because he's so big. He's he wanders around like a weeble, doesn't he? No one can see his butt. He could be in Heavy Machinery. He could be. If they did made them a faction. So yeah, really enjoyed this.
So, should go back. Zach Gibson won the first match. Joe Coffey wins this match, quite short. Flash Morgan Webster defeated Jordan Devlin. So, although Jordan Devlin lost in the next match, I think they like played him up quite a lot.
Yeah, because he hasn't lost, has he, for a year?
And they mentioned that.
Mentioned it loads of times. I don't know what to make of this Flash Morgan Webster though. I found him a bit sloppy at times. I don't know if you did. I don't know. There's just something.
I've
about
seen
the way
him loads of times.
Uh-huh.
They call him the innovator because he does lots of like different kind of high flying moves, and I think
he's not like
you always have a propensity if you're a high flying guy to look sloppy because it's easier to throw a forearm and it not go wrong. But if you're doing loads of flips, eventually, like quite a lot of the time, it's going to go
maybe he's just too
wrong.
tall, and I don't like people that are too tall.
Flash Morgan Webster's not too tall.
He looks quite tall. He looks like a tall guy. He looks fucking like Paul Weller. He's absolutely
small. He's like
Paul
5'8" or something.
I like the gimmick though for a British wrestler. I think it's quite funny.
And I think so. He wins this match. He wrestles in the next round, and he was in the number 1 contenders match. So they're obviously like,
they obviously like him.
He wrestled 3 times, so they obviously like him. They obviously really like Travis Banks because he wrestled 4 times.
I really like Travis Banks, and I wish I'd like. The last time we seen him at Defiant was the Rumble, wasn't it?
Well, you got Travis Banks stuff on that memory stick I gave you to watch.
Yeah, but I wish I got like a photo with him when I had the chance.
We'll see him again.
Maybe
somewhere.
He's a top guy. So
yeah, I think Jordan Devlin's going to be important on this show, even though they didn't win. He didn't win. He was presented, and I think he looked better. I think last year he looked like budget Finn Balor. But now I think he looked more like his own thing.
Yeah, they made him into some like a spoiled brat version of Finn Balor, didn't they? Like
yeah. And last year I wasn't feeling it, but I quite liked him this year. And apparently, on the last Progress show, which I haven't watched yet, he had an amazing match with Ospreay.
Did he?
So I'm going to watch that.
Have you got that?
I haven't got it yet. I'm going to get it. So next was Travis Banks versus Ashton Smith. Ashton Smith was the only wrestler on this whole weekend that I'd never seen before.
I can't even remember. Is he...
Tall black guy?
Oh yeah. He was the footballer, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's the only one out of the whole weekend I'd never seen. He was alright.
Yeah, he was fine. Nothing flash about him. But
I think he's been around for a long time, and obviously he wrestled in that world of sport.
He's done Progress as well by the look of his videos.
Yeah, I think he's obviously in the past, because obviously in the last 10, I've taken notice of Progress, and I would say the last 10 shows. So and he hasn't wrestled on any of them, so it must have been like I mean, he seems like, he was alright.
I can't remember him from World of Sport either, so he mustn't have like.
But once again, another Birmingham's the hotbed. So Travis Banks.
So is Dave Mastiff, isn't he? Is he Birmingham?
He's more
Black Country.
Black Country, which is like Wolverhampton's Black Country, so yeah, it could be.
Same minute.
Travis Banks beat him. If anyone's never seen Travis Banks, check him out. He's the Kiwi buzzsaw. He's like about 5'8", but he walks like he's 6'7".
He's awesome. Awesome.
All like strike based stuff, like very vocal. Kind of like, I like wrestlers that suspend my disbelief, where I think he would win in a real fight against someone. Yeah,
definitely. He looks like he could be in. He's got lots of different styles of wrestling. I'm sure in his video he said he studied sumo.
I didn't know like they did junior sized, like smaller sumo
and MMA and stuff like that. He seems like he studied every type of fighting that you can possibly study, and you can tell he wouldn't go amiss in the octagon. I wouldn't have thought. Like
no, and it's like we watched him wrestle Walter, and like even though Walter's like 6'5" and 300 pounds. You didn't really notice the size difference because of how like
Walter's chops and his chops, they were like chopping the shit out of each other, weren't they?
Like because of how intense he is, you don't notice how small he is, and I guess that's how people like him and Daniel Bryan get over. Yeah. Like they wrestle like they're not 5'7" or whatever.
And they get the crowd behind them because of the whole
And I
underdog
stood next to him at Defiant. He's like legit small.
I do. I really like him.
So next you had Tony Storm defeated Killer Kelly and Isla Dawn to gain #1 contendership to the NXT Women's Championship, which they wrestled for the night after. Which I quite liked, having the NXT people involved in the weekend. Tony Storm won. I think she's going to be the poster child of like
women's NXT
UK women's division. She's a really good wrestler. She's another Aussie. She's a class wrestler. She's the mixture that WWE like. She's a really good wrestler, but she's also like really fit as well.
I didn't watch it.
Sandwich.
Obs.
And this, so an interesting thing about this match is it was a 4-way, and Ginny, who is the Progress champion, they started the match and she got a really bad injury earlier on. I think she broke her collarbone, so they took her out, sorted her out, started the match again as a 3-way.
Did they?
And then when they edited together, all of the promo packages were just for a 3-way.
No, right, didn't know that. That's the beauty of recording something.
It is. So if it was live, they wouldn't have been able to do that. So next was the start of the semis. Zach Gibson beat Flash Morgan Webster by submission. Quite a short match. It
was really short, wasn't it?
But Zach Gibson did he's got an amazing like twist and suplex, and he did it on the ramp, and that kind of flattened Flash Morgan Webster, and then he put him in the Shankly Gate, which is like a sit-in kind of shoulder kind of submission move, which I really like. Because Zach Gibson's thing is he's like Liverpool's #1, so everything's like Liverpool based. So I think that weird twist and suplex is called the Ticket to Ride. Yeah. And Shankly Gates is obviously Liverpool's.
It's something to do with the stadium, innit?
Bill Shankly was their famous manager, and
is it the name of the gates going into Anfield or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's what they're called.
Cool.
So then you've got Travis Banks beat Joe Coffey. But then Joe Coffey jumped him afterwards and slung him into the ring steps and that, and injured his shoulder.
They had to do that to make him look.
So he could lose the
final. So he could lose and still look nails.
And what I really like about him is he's a massive heel in progress, a coward heel in progress at the minute.
Who? Travis Banks?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. So they've done the whole Kiwi buzzsaw killer like crazy, and now they've come around to him being a cowardly heel. So he's shown, and then they've showed him to be like on a UK championship. He's been your typical baby face. So he's shown a lot of range. Yeah. Which is good. So then you had British Strong Style, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, Trent Seven, the boys defeated the Undisputed Era in a 6-man tag match.
Yeah, we discussed this, didn't we? We already said that we knew what would happen.
It was pretty amazing.
It was. It was a good match. I kind of like I say, we sort of knew the outcome of this, and it was going to be like quick pop winner for the UK crowd.
In what I watch of American wrestling, which is some indie stuff, NXT, and pay-per-views. My favourite American wrestlers are those 3 at the minute. That group
definitely
is my favourite American wrestling thing.
Yeah, I think they're mine as well. I love the Undisputed Era.
That young, they kept up with Bate. In fact, I think they look better at times. And
I cannot wait till Fish comes back as well, because I really like him. And I hope they put Fish back with Thingy.
O'Reilly.
Yeah. And I hope they have like Roderick Strong doing his own thing as well.
Could you go as far as having Roderick Strong as a North American champion and Adam Cole going for the heavyweight? You could have all the belts.
You could. I think they should do that at one point. Like, definitely.
That'd be mint. So this was as mint as most people who listen to this podcast are going to know how mint these people are, and they're going to see in this, and like they're going to know it's amazing.
That's so over as well. Like, everyone loves
all 6 of them. Right?
Everyone loves a cool heel. The fucking stable, don't they?
All of the British guys, right, that wrestled. I reckon Adam Cole got the best reaction out of everyone. When he wrestled Wolfgang the night
I haven't seen that bit yet.
Right. Well, they weren't asked about Wolfgang. They just kept chanting for Adam Cole all the way through.
He's a big name, I think you've got your next Shawn Michaels there ready made, like, if you use them properly.
That's a good segue. So the guy who trotted out after this was Shawn
Michaels.
With his newly cut hair, which looks like I have to keep doing a double take at it because it's like there's so many years of having that strange mullety hair.
Why does he walk funny now?
Hips and knees are.
He does walk like a shitty self.
Hips and knees have gone. No to life.
Nah. No more one more match. I don't think neither. A lot of people
I like the way that he's gonna preserve his legacy and like that's it.
I know, but he
shuts it down straight away every time as well.
Has been talking about it lately though. The whole how he could do it in a tag team with Triple H. I don't want to see him come back now.
Me neither.
Needs to let that one.
He basically just came out and put over the UK wrestlers.
Yeah.
That was it. So. As well as all this, earlier on you had Johnny Saint come out and be announced as the general manager.
Yeah.
If anyone's never watched any of Johnny Saint's stuff, he's he's thought as the best technical wrestler ever in the world.
Right.
Anyone who likes technical wrestling, holds, chain wrestling, he's thought as the best ever. Massively respected within the industry. He needs to a little bit of work
on the mic
and looking in the right place.
I know. I thought this because very quietly spoken, and I don't think it helps because it's just his voice. But
at one point, Triple H was going, "You need to speak now. You need to speak now. You need to speak now." And then he raised his hand because Zach Gibson wins and earns the shot at Pete Dunne the next night, and there was one point where Johnny Saint had to raise
Triple H.
Zach Gibson's hand, and Triple H put Johnny Saint's hand on Zach Gibson's hand and then raised the hand. And I'm like, and that's gonna, and it's obviously he's been a wrestler and he's never had to do this before. So, I get why he's there because of the like.
It goes to show the respect Triple H has got for the bloke though, because he's obviously given him this job out of respect, and like he's obviously had zero experience.
He's 70. He only retired 3 years ago.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Fuck now.
And he would still the talk about him like at 70 shaking his hand. It's like you could still do damage,
crush your hand if you shook your hand.
He's meant to be like nails still at 70.
Really?
Still does like 150 like squats in the morning and stuff. So if anyone, I would suggest if you do, Johnny Saint, you're going to see him as the UK Championship GM. Go YouTube him, watch some of his matches. Exciting.
I will do that.
You wrestled for Jakara like 2 years ago at like 67.
I can't believe that, like.
Yeah, nuts.
Mental.
Had his retirement tour in America when he was in his late 60s.
Wow.
So yeah, Zach Gibson defeated Travis Banks by submission. Obviously, if you're going to promote Travis Banks heavily in the TV show, having him lose because like having the be bandaged up because Joe Coffey had attacked him, protect him.
Yeah. And
it also puts Zach Gibson over as a heel, and Zach Gibson was the guy that they wanted to win. So I liked how they did it.
So who do you think?
Say Zach Gibson didn't win and didn't get the title shot. Out of the other ones I've said, who would you choose?
I wasn't so bothered this year. I had last year. I had clear people that I would like to win last year.
Yeah.
From the minute I saw Trent Seven, I liked him.
You're a big Wolfie as well, weren't you?
I like Wolfgang. I like Tyler Bate. And Pete Dunne was standout straight away. This year, I didn't think they had that standout person, but out of all of the people, I wanted Travis Banks to win. Probably because like I've watched him quite a lot on the indies and stuff like that, and I wanted it. It was the one that I knew most about. You know what I mean? But like I say, I quite liked the Coffey brothers when they came down and they've done that bit like attacking people and stuff like that. I think they'll be a good tag team.
I like watching them because I wasn't that familiar with them.
Yeah, and I think if you're gonna have Trent Seven and if you're gonna have British Strong Styles tag team champions, which I'm presuming they're gonna do, that would be a good feud to start things off with. Like good.
You've got feud. 2 tag teams now.
So who do you think out of all of these people are going to be top guys? So if you're looking at last year's UK Championship tournament, so you're looking at...
I think they're all still going to be prevalent, so I think Tyler Bate, Trent Seven and Wolfgang still going to be important. I think
Mark Andrews
is going to be important.
There's still people we haven't seen yet on it, like
Eddie Dennis
and stuff.
I think Eddie Dennis. I'd love to see Eddie Dennis's heel character.
Eddie Dennis.
I think roster's going to be made up of like all the people we've mentioned. I think Travis Banks is going to be important. Jordan Devlin's going to be important. I think the Coffey Brothers, obviously, like we've said. I think Zach Gibson obviously got the final. He's going to be important. So I think you've got a lot of like depth there. So next night, which we'll do quite quickly because I'm rambling on. Dark match was Ligero, Mike Hitchin. Nice for Ligero, wrestling Royal Albert Hall. Then you had Mustache Mountain beating the Undisputed Era for the championships.
Yep.
They've already lost them, but that NXT hasn't.
So it wasn't the first NXT.
Nah,
it wasn't that one.
Three.
Was it? Yeah. So
three,
they keep them for a while.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So in NXT world, it looks like they've had them for a while.
Yeah.
But we already know they've lost them.
Yeah.
That's good. That was great.
That's really good. And like I say, I'm convinced that they're going to be in some way gifted the UK tag team belt.
It was a great match.
Unless they have a tournament for it, but I still think they'll be UK tag champs.
I hope so. And it's almost like the first three guys that you saw were Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, and
I quite like the way that they're using them as a faction now. It's like British strong style.
Because Pete Dunne's
face now.
And actually, I'll talk about that at the end. Right. So next you had Charlie Morgan and Killer Kelly. Killer Kelly wrestled in the match the night before. She's like from Portugal, like got a kind of MMA gimmick, and they got Charlie Morgan, who I wasn't too fussed. I liked Tony Storm though. So then you had Noam Dar, Travis Banks, Flash Morgan Webster, and Mark Andrews as a fatal four-way to determine number one contendership for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. I like how they're already planning for what they're going to do on the show. Noam Dar won. It was nice. I'd like him not to be on 205 Live, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Then the Coffees attacked.
I love a good beatdown by a beastie tag team.
That sets them up as the I
like them because and I like it was the same way that I enjoyed the Bludgeon Brothers when they first came. It was like a fucking beatdown, you know what I mean, like a proper beatdown. I like that style. I think they look like normal geezers, you know what I mean, but big, and I like that in a wrestler. That's what kind of reason I like Trent Seven. I like a guy to look like, if you met him out, you know what I mean, he could fucking chin you.
Chinnigan Finnegan. So Noam Dar won. He's the United Kingdom Championship. Him and Pete Dunne. That'll be an exciting match. It'll be exciting to see Noam Dar wrestle in something that means something.
Do you think we're gonna get mixed takeovers now? Or do you think UK takeovers are gonna happen?
I'd love UK takeovers to happen. I think for a while it's going to be
mixed in.
I don't think there's going to be a United Kingdom Championship next year. I think there's going to be the first UK takeover. I think they're going to have the odd match at regular takeovers, but I think I think
it's going to expand.
So Noam Dar and Pete Dunne could be on at the next takeover, and it could be like, because people are going to know who Noam Dar is because he's been on 205 Live.
Yeah, NXT fans are going to
probably watch the UK tournament anyway. So next you had Adam Cole, Wolfgang. Loads of heat for Adam Cole to the point they were booing Wolfgang, who's like a face. It was great. Adam Cole retained. Aleister Black and Ricochet defeated EC3 and Velveteen Dream.
He's getting beat quite a lot, isn't he?
Velveteen Dream.
Both of them?
Yeah.
EC3 and Velveteen Dream?
Yeah. I think it's worse for EC3 to get beat than Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, because he's got the gimmick on him. Velveteen Dream, where it can just you brush it off, but EC3's
maybe they're gonna go for some sort of frustration angle with EC3.
Maybe they're gonna because he's not really being on TV that much. Maybe they're just protecting, they're not doing anything with him at the minute. Maybe there'll be a big boom with him later on when a couple of people leave. Because like I say, I think Aleister Black will go up after SummerSlam.
Yeah, me too. It was. You could tell that the fans were really appreciative of seeing these four guys wrestle in Britain. It had a big match feel because of who they are and where they were wrestling. It was great. You probably haven't seen it yet.
Nah, I haven't got that far.
Shayna Baszler versus Toni Storm, really good. Toni Storm was presented as like Shayna Baszler's equal, but Baszler retained, but she just retained. She didn't rinse her, so that was good. Pete Dunne defeated Zach Gibson to retain. the UK Championship as the main event. It was fantastic. It's the first time I've ever seen potential for Pete Dunne as a face.
Yeah.
Like, his faciness wasn't annoying.
Right. Thing is, though, every time we've seen him outside of WWE, it's been like a face, really, hasn't it? Because he's been with
British Strong Style.
Yeah. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always been irritated by his faceness in the past, but it worked. Like, it was good. So, shall we do? We've had an anonymous question being sent.
An anonymous question that's not
can
really
you get
anonymous.
it up? Because my phone's not in this room.
Because I've got no data.
Ah.
So we can't actually do it.
No, can't do it. Right, Dave, you're gonna have to talk for like 2 seconds.
I'm just gonna explain what I'm doing then. Right now, I'm looking at my phone because shit knows I might be able to get this up. Maybe it's not. So I've got a good game for Mark to play later on. I don't know why I thought like this when there's no one here. This is kind of shit. You kind of need somebody to talk to when you're on a podcast. It definitely wouldn't work on your own.
I could do it. I could do it. Back in the room. Right. This was an anonymous question.
It wasn't anonymous.
Hey, just wondering what happened to that guy Fraser on the show.
Who?
He seemed really awesome. I wonder who could have written this. Also, how cool do you think it would be if New Japan and WWE I'm struggling with that today. WWE did invasions on each other's shows for one pay-per-view each year to build up wrestling? It would be awesome.
It would be.
Unlikely. I don't think it'll ever happen.
It wouldn't happen in Vince's lifetime, which surely might not be that long.
I think yeah, less like. I think the stumbling point where I don't think the Japanese would want to do it. I think it would be the WWE.
Haven't New Japan said they'd be open to a relationship with WWE though?
Maybe, I don't know.
Have they not done something in the past? Ages ago,
done
when
something
Hogan was
with WCW.
Right.
That was WCW because Ric Flair wrestled for the IWGP Championship.
Right. It would be cool, but I think you're more likely to see it happening with the likes of Impact and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is still be cool.
Wouldn't they? Well, they've done it because Dudley Boys were IWGP heavyweight tag champs on Impact.
Right.
So they've done it with Impact. But that was when New Japan weren't
as big
as they are now.
I'd love to see.
It would be awesome.
It would be cool. Old school Bullet Club versus new.
I've taken the liberty of putting together a card.
Some dream matches.
Would you like to hear them?
Yeah.
So they would be on. Oh, hang on. The anonymous person's card would be. I'd have Reigns Okada.
Top guy versus top guy.
Top guy versus top guy. I'd have Omega Kevin Owens. I would. This is mine.
Yeah,
like, this
I'm
is what
gonna think about mine in a bit.
Is what, I'd have Daniel Bryan, Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
I'd have Chad Gable versus Minoru Suzuki. I'd have Marty Scurll and the Young Bucks versus A New Day.
Yeah.
Because Omega's busy wrestling
doing other things.
Owens, which you don't want him to.
You
By the look on your face. I'd have the Bar wrestle Evil and Sonata.
The Bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
I'd have...
what about the Bludgeons versus Evil and Sonata?
Ooh, yeah. I'd go there. See, that would work too. I'd have Will Ospreay wrestle Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
I think it would give Buddy Murphy like...
I need time to think about this. I'm going to answer this question next week.
I would have Hangman Page wrestle Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I'd have Braun Strowman wrestle Tanahashi. Because Tanahashi could do the whole like, I'll never give up.
Yeah.
While he's getting like...
Yeah, absolutely pummeled.
I'd have Tetsuya Naito wrestle The Miz.
That would be cool.
You see? And I'd have... my dark match would be David Harry Smith and Lance Archer versus Breezango. Just because I'd want Breezango on.
I want to go back to Kevin Owens versus Kenny Omega.
Why don't you want
I don't know.
Do you not think
it's not sitting well with us?
Do you not think he's a big enough star to wrestle Omega? Do you think that's it?
No, I don't think he is. I think he might have been at one point. Like I feel a bit sorry for Kevin Owens at the minute. Do you think it's
beaten up by Strowman?
Being put in the toilet and that?
Yeah, being put. But yeah, your cowardly heel can be put in the toilet. Is that the door opening?
That was the door opener.
I'm gonna go and look.
Pause.
Unpause. Yeah.
So who would I have Kenny Omega fight?
Yeah. So if that's the one that you disagree, and I haven't put AJ and Cody in because they've wrestled for New Japan.
So they're not allowed to fight in the new one?
They probably would fight, but it was no fun to me.
No Nakamura?
No.
Really?
He was one of their top stars.
I know, but if they were going to be, they would be on that card.
They would have to be on the card.
Especially if it was in Japan, because they
would have to be on the card, but it was no fun to me to put them in because it's reality based. Miz Naito was the one I was most excited about.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Because Naito's got the whole like punk rocky kind of gothy.
I'd like Omega Rollins.
Is that the one you go with? But surely Owens is a bigger star than Rollins.
Nah, in a minute.
Not right now.
Nah, well he's not. I would go for Omega Rollins, definitely, because I think you're right. I could have done Rollins. No, right. Okada and Reigns is totally the best shout, right? Because they're the two.
That's what the fans would want.
That's yeah.
Do you know what I've missed out? Cena, Okada.
Cena, Okada, Omega. Thingy. Reigns.
Omega Reigns. If I had to remember John Cena, this would have been better. Cena,
Okada, Reigns, Omega.
Because they had 4 top guys. They could be interchangeable.
Book it.
And then
when I get my New Japan game, I'm gonna make all of these WWE.
And then Naito would, if it was in Japan, Naito would have to be quite high up there. So Miz Naito.
Could you not have a Jericho Naito rematch where it's for...
Jericho was part of the AJ Cody rule.
Not allowed.
Not allowed because...
Boring.
Because it's happening. If it's happening, then...
I don't think this will ever happen.
He's even listed on that page as like a
full-on
active roster member.
Really? So, yeah, I agree with a lot of them.
But it was fun to do.
I would like to have the fun of sitting down and doing it on my own, and I might try and do it with, like... lower down the roster sort of people.
Yeah, because you could even do like Mike Elgin versus Samoa Joe. Not lower down the roster people, Samoa Joe necessarily, but if you want to get everybody on,
yeah,
you could do Juice Robinson versus
Switchblade versus...
I don't want Switchblade.
Switchblade versus Jeff Hardy in a battle of the US titles.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't want to have Switchblade on mine.
But Jeff Hardy would win.
Yeah.
With his newfangled face paint.
Yeah.
So, you don't like the face paint?
I was never a big fan. So cool. And I didn't even think about NXT people.
I don't even think it's going to happen.
I think it should have to be main roster.
If Vince McMahon died, it might happen. Don't want anyone to die or anything like that, but like...
I think Triple H will be open to it.
Yeah. Then would it not, like, if everyone's all friendly, pally, right? And there's no competition, does it kill, like...
Well, we've talked about this. It's bad for business.
It's bad for business, isn't it? It would be really bad for business if it happened.
The reason people pay to see Okada and Omega is because they can't see them anywhere else.
But apparently, WWE are offering big bucks to the Young Bucks and also Omega and Cody.
To come in as a 4.
Now, apparently massive money when that contract's end. They only sign year contracts all the time.
It would have to be massive
but
money.
Would they not just be big money jobbers? Like, because he hates tag teams. We've already talked about that today. Like, what would happen to the Bucks on the main roster?
They'd have to be part of a...
They'd have to sign some sort of contract like that states like, look, this is like, we need to be like used properly. In New Japan, you have progression as a tag team, especially if you're their size. You wrestle in the juniors, you become really important in the juniors, so you're seen as important there. Yeah.
You wrestle in the heavyweight tag belt, and then you'd be seen be seen as important there. So you're either a junior tag team wrestler or a heavyweight. In WWE, you're either wrestling for the belt or you're shit.
Yeah.
Those are the two.
Yeah.
Two categories.
It would be good if the Young Bucks had a little stint in NXT first, like, and polished their act up a bit, because, like.
But do you not think they would be given the money to come in as like a group?
Probably.
It would have to be. They sold out All In like hours. It would in like minutes. That it would have to. The money would have to be astronomical. The amount that they can make.
They are
millions.
money now. You know what I mean? Like,
it would have to
they're
be
a draw, like themselves, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's that much to do with Cody, to be honest. It's definitely the other three. Like, I don't know about it.
I think Cody's cool as fuck.
Do you think he's cool as fuck?
I do. I like him. Daddy eats first.
He is cool as fuck. I like. You know what? That yellow hair has just made him cool, hasn't it?
He's just cool. I personally think he's a best promo out of the four of them.
Probably, but he's had that WWE training, hasn't he? Which they probably could do with a bit of. NXT for the Bucks, like.
Yeah.
They'd have some mint tag team matches in NXT.
Yeah. But why? If you're going to go on NXT, you might as well stay as a top indie. Because it's just WWE's version of
money. I think someone posted something on Twitter about them being mugs if they went, and it was AJ Styles or something that replied like, "Look, at the end of the day, it's a business, and we've all got families and stuff like that, and you've got to think about your family."
And you're getting to the point now where you can think about your families, the money that's involved.
Even though the WWE touring is really, really heavy, I can't imagine it's as heavy as like indie wrestling touring.
No.
So
well, maybe.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. I think
if you watch Being the Elite, right, and you're watching Being the Elite all the time, they're going from America to Japan,
but that's their choice,
to
though.
the UK,
that's their
to Australia.
That's their choice to wrestle that much and to travel that much. But as an indie wrestler, you could choose not to. If you sign for the WWE,
but that's what I'm saying. You're
at their beck and call then. As an indie wrestler, you could think, right, I'm having some time off. You kind of do that in the WWE. The Young Bucks could take time off now. They couldn't in the WWE.
We'll see.
Yeah. Them's my thoughts.
There's got to be some big money thrown at them, I reckon. I'm just going to keep rapping on about this.
I want to earn big money.
I want to earn big money as well. We need to be all in. What we'll do is, right, we'll make a really cool stable on this new game and we'll try and sell it to people.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, it would be shit. Right, here's a poem. It's called Hell No. Here is a mess that I must address. No, yes. No one really cares a less. No, yes. WWE, I'm struggling with it now. WWE writers cause me stress. No, yes. With this shit, oh what a mess. Brian could be a huge success. Kane's a monster, piss off to Loch Ness. I cannot contain my angriness. No, yes.
I like that. They're my favourite type of poems that you do when they've got a
bit repetitive.
And that was with the most ridiculous one, so
yeah.
Good work.
No, yes.
No. Yes. No.
Yes. No, yes.
Halls of Fames and Shameses.
Good things, right? That new game's going in it because it looks fucking cool.
New Japan game.
New Japan game.
I'm gonna check it out more when I get home.
You should watch the advert because it's fun.
Does it have like in-game footage in the advert and stuff?
Yeah. Who's good? British UK man who retired at 70 or whatever he said.
Johnny Sane.
Yeah, he's cool.
Johnny Sane.
Can he be a good thing?
I'm gonna put Johnny Sane in.
I'm gonna go home and watch some Johnny Sane wrestling because I don't know much about him, but I hope he really does do some work on his microphone talking.
Yeah.
And apart from that, I'm stumped. I don't know. Shit things.
Team Hell No.
Yes, definitely. And Kane again.
I put Team Hell No in because I don't want to say them. I did. Now I don't. I'm trying to think of anything that was poop from the UK Championship. Nothing. I'd quite like to see Ligero on the main card.
Yeah.
But
It was
yeah.
poop in the respect that it wasn't live, and then I knew everything that was going to happen to it. Pre-recorded shows, can we put them in?
Pre-recordedness.
No, we can't though, we can, because I know that...
You wouldn't be able to watch any more wrestling, pretty much.
You know what we've not talked about neither?
What?
NXT could be getting extended and put on a different channel, and takeovers could be going to 3 hours.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Maybe that's a thought for another day.
Not a thought for another day. It might make watching wrestling time-wise too difficult.
It might.
Not knowing, I wouldn't know all the NXT things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're going to end it there then?
Can we play your game next time? We've gone an hour 15 and I'm quite tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too. Play the game next time. I have got a new game, and the next time what I'm going to do with it is, if you get the thing right, I've got some interesting facts about the person that it is.
So I have to earn the fact.
You have to earn the fact. It's a good game. I'd like to play it with Fraser because you fucking hate it.
It would be even worse if I was trying to think if you and Fraser were here. Fraser will return soon, and the request of that anonymous person.
Yeah. Goodbye, Anonymous. And if anyone else wants to email a question, and it really helps the show because it gives us something to talk about. WrestleFriends Podcast at yahoo.com, or put a little comment on Facebook.
So I'm a little bit angry because I requested that everybody who listens to the podcast send an email, and only Anonymous did. So stop being lazy and send us an email.
It doesn't take long.
Anonymous to send me one who we suspect might be Fraser. Suspect. Ben's sent us one. My wife Amanda sent us one, but the question's too divisive for us to answer without seeming like an awful human. I may still do it.
I think we should come back to that at some point.
And
maybe we could do a full episode.
Out of what I predict to be 13 people that listen to it, that's 10 people who still need to send their emails in.
Send them in.
Send them in. Ben, your email is really good. Send us another.
Winship, what the hell?
What are you doing, Winship? You lazy, quiet man.
Lazy Winship.
Lazy Winship. Bad Winship. Bad Winship. Laters.